Today's episode of the Lock Picture Podcast is sponsored by Crafted with You in Mind, and today's featured drink is the Graveyard Shift. Cheers. Y'all mess with Diane Keaton?
Mad Money.
Mad Money.
Mad
All right.
Money is my
Same.
Diane Keaton joint.
She was in First Wives Club, right?
Yeah.
That was the one.
That was okay. That was my joint.
I
think
we
we talked about that.
About it with the baseball bat.
Man, I
just
posted
watched
that.
scene
Yeah, I
the
saw
other day.
that clip when you posted it.
So that was my Diane Keaton. Even though she was in The Godfather, that I don't consider that being one of her movies.
Right.
And I know you niggas mess with D'Angelo. So tell me,
For sure.
what is your favorite D'Angelo song or performance if you have one?
Send It On. That's the one.
That's yours too?
Yeah.
I gotta
You
go
might
with
have caught
one
him
of-
off guard. It ain't
Yeah.
Tupac. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
No,
didn't
I
look-
listen to D'Angelo, but not like that. I ain't gonna be able to tell you all the names of the songs. you know?
Oh, okay, all right. And then, but one of the performances that I loved was from like 2012, and it's him. Questlove is on drums, and he's at like a double keyboard.
stack, yeah.
Yeah, and he did a seemingly impromptu cover of the SOS's band, the SOS's. The SOS bands. Tell me if you still
Needed to send out
care.
an SOS to get that out.
For real. He was struggling.
You don't really put you know what I mean. But they're a cover of Tell Me If You Still Care, and he sang all the parts. There was no background singer. Like I said, the only people that they show on stage is him and Questlove, and you know Questlove ain't hitting no
Ain't
note.
singing nothing.
So he did all the parts, all the harmonies, killed it. So if you haven't seen that clip, check it out. D'Angelo, Tell Me If You Still Care, live. So RIP to those legends. Well, welcome to the Locked Picture Podcast, where we discuss all things film and a little TV too. I'm your host, Marques, and you know I got my A1s with me in the studio, Triz and Lloyd. And today we're continuing our October Scary Movie series with a pick from Lloyd. You scream, you die. This is Dead Silence. Directed by James Wan, mastermind of Saw, Insidious, and The Conjuring, the film features Ryan Quanten, Michael Fairman, Amber Valletta, Donnie Wahlberg, and Judith Roberts. Released in 2007 to negative reviews, 21% on Rotten Tomatoes, the film grossed just over $16 million domestically and an additional $5.5 million at the international box office for a combined total of $22 million against a $20 million budget. Due to the film's box office failure, tentative plans for a sequel were abandoned. Now, the story follows Jamie Ashen, who returns to his eerie hometown of Ravens Fair after his wife Lisa is mysteriously murdered. The only clue left behind is a ventriloquist dummy that was delivered to their apartment moments before her death. Jamie soon learns about a local legend named Mary Shaw, a ventriloquist who was accused decades earlier of kidnapping and killing a boy. After being lynched by the townspeople, Mary is buried with her 101 dolls, and it's said that her spirit haunts anyone who screams in her presence. So, fellas, what were the initial reactions? What worked, what didn't work?
For me, the movie, like the best thing for me was the sound, right? So when Mary Shaw would be getting ready to show up and all of the room tone or ambient sounds would start disappearing, and all you could hear was like, you know, like a clock slowing down and the ticking slowing down, and all they would hear was just their words, nothing else, and it was an eerie feeling that it created. To me, that was one of the craziest, dopest concepts.
For sure. That was the first thing I wrote down on my what worked was the use of silence, and that that sound design, I guess you would call it, how you were describing. It made you really feel uneasy, and you knew some shit was about to go down.
That's exactly what it was. That's what did it. And to me, that's what made it my pick. Because it made you feel so uneasy. The moment the sound of everything just faded out, you knew what was getting ready to happen next, but it was just that feeling that it gave you. It was more than just hearing it, more than just seeing it. You actually felt it.
Yeah.
That was one movie that I could say, clearly I'm not the scary movie guy on this group, but out of the ones that I have seen, that is a movie that for sure I felt it as I watched it, and it was mostly due to the sound design of it.
And I think it's so interesting because movies rely so heavily on sound. I mean, you don't go in, and we're not in this silent picture era.
Right.
And even in the silent picture era, you still had music and all that to score with the movie. But when things go quiet in a movie, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like,
what's wrong? What happened?
Takes the sound out, other things just kind of rise, and it's
The other senses.
Yeah. So yeah, that was top of my list. I also put down the film had this cool hue to it that was very fitting for a ghost story. Like, even if you didn't follow the plot or you didn't know what was going on, you walk into a room not knowing what's on the screen, you kind of look at it for 2 seconds and it's like, oh, this looks like a ghost story.
This looks like a scary movie.
Yeah. Another thing for me is when right after Jamie's wife, was murdered, and he's seeing everything, and we're seeing the reflection of everything happening in the world through his pupil. I thought that was incredible because it's like he's just sitting there, don't know what's going on. He's just watching all of this shit happen. They're rolling his wife out the house, and now you got to figure it out. So I felt like it put me in his shoes. Like, I'm watching all of this happen, but I'm him. So I thought that was a nice technique that they used.
Okay, cool. I also put the production design. I like the creepy town. When he first goes back, I'm like, this does not look like a place I want to visit
at all.
I want to drive through. Like, what are we doing? What happened here? It really had me questioning what is the story of this town.
Everything came together and it fit.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, what's the story with this town? Everything looked eerie and creepy. And
Even
uneasy. I think uneasy is going to be a common word through this episode.
Even the theater, well, especially the theater, the rundown theater.
That was fire.
You're talking about when they went to it.
Yeah, at the end, at Mary Shaw's theater, or I don't know if it's her theater, but the theater that she was performing at that closed down. So I really liked the production design. I loved the detective's death.
Definitely.
It was so fucked up because he had no chance.
And I'm so glad.
But he tried to prep himself for what was going on, but...
You said you were glad?
I was so glad. Oh, I was so glad. I was waiting for him to die. Take him out, please. I thought it was going to come sooner when he popped up at the motel and then took the doll in the room. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, he's done. Buddy's gone.
Man,
he talked too much.
When he died, I was like, poor Donnie.
And he was too arrogant.
He talked too much.
But he thought he knew it all. But that's most detectives, it seemed like.
And those are the characters that need to die.
Immediately.
Just get rid of him.
But I feel like he didn't even yell because he was scared. The nigga, I mean, he was scared, but the nigga was falling.
He was falling.
It was a free
And I thought that was kind of dope because
he told him, don't scream.
Don't scream. That's
and
what
he
I'm saying,
wasn't.
trying to brace
and he was
himself for
trying
it.
not to scream. And Mary was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get you to scream one way or another. You might not be scared of my presence, but there's other reasons for you to scream. And she got his ass. And I said, thank you.
And then he flew through the back and then came back around. I was like, that shit was fire.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I really liked how they choreographed and mapped that whole sequence out. That was dope.
Even the last death was incredible. Like once it all came to him.
Oh yeah.
And that's what made me a fan of the movie. I like movies that break rules because there doesn't always have to be a survivor. There doesn't always have to be somebody that made it out. And obviously the movie came out in 2007, so I didn't remember it verbatim.
Yeah.
So rewatching it, and when I saw Jamie go at the end, I was like, oh shit.
Right.
I completely forgot that happened.
That caught me off guard.
Because they said, because they
guard.
burned all of the dials, right? But they said it was 101. And even though they still got Billy, it was only 100 cases there. So it was like, okay, there's still something.
But did they get
No,
Billy?
but she was Mary was in the whatchamacallit, the lady.
That's because she was the perfect doll.
The perfect doll.
She was the
Exactly.
101.
She was the 101.
Yeah.
So 'cause I'm watching this shit, I'm like, and when she came from behind her or out of her, however you want to call it, I just was like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way.
And it's funny because I seen it back in 2007.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Which is shocking, right?
I was a little younger, man. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I could run faster. I could get away from some shit.
When she took the oxygen off his dad and the nigga head went back, I'm like, trying to remember what's happening
But
here.
you think about some of those things, you don't really think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's natural. You know, somebody just, you know, having a conversation here and they not paying attention. She pulling the mask back, kind of yank them. But then we get further into the movie and you realize.
That made me mad.
That pissed you off?
That made me mad. I was mad as hell. And I put that, so I'm gonna get to that. My last what worked was the initial reveal of who the boy was that Mary was accused of kidnapping
she
and
got
killing.
on his ass.
So it was like, oh, okay, so this is a whole family thing. This is, you know, a generational thing.
That she was trying to get.
So that's what
I mean, like storylines, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to be present. It made sense. Like we understood. You feel me? Like,
I know what you're getting at. I get it.
I'll say another thing that worked was I can't think of her name, and the lady that was hiding under
the crazy.
Yeah. But the thing is, she was crazy at times. She wasn't. She was just full of fear. She was full of fear because when she was talking to him, she was talking very normal. But then as soon as Henry came up, that's when she went back into her shell.
Because he was sick of hearing the shit.
Yeah.
Man. He was trying to. It wasn't that he didn't believe it. He was trying to, you know, push it out of his mind.
Silence
push it. Out of it. Silence it. Like, so
he
didn't want to hear it. Like, we don't speak about that name here.
Marion. That was her name.
Marion. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you say, he didn't speak of the name. And then once he saw the doll, he like, where'd you get this? Like, this is her shit.
Yep.
And Marion, she knew. She was just like, hey, she here.
Yep, she here.
We done fucked up. She's here.
So that kind of leads into my what didn't work for me list.
Okay.
So we already touched on the final twist. That him, the dad, being a doll, I like got up out of my seat and said, fuck this shit. I like jumped off the couch and was like, fuck this shit. Turned the TV off and I went to bed.
But let me ask you this though. The dad explained that everybody that has something to do with murdering her.
No, it makes sense.
So why the fuck?
But I was just like, why the fuck is he a doll? No. Oh,
but see, and here's the thing. So anybody that she killed, when she took their tongue, she had their voice. So that's why she was using all of their voices. So like she was able to do the dad's voice, to do his wife's voice.
Yeah, and I get all of that. None of that made me mad. It is literally that they turned him into a puppet that made me mad.
Well, she turned the little boy into a puppet too.
The wife's hand was back there. He
fed him the soup and the shit just dripping into a bowl.
That shit was fire.
Because the whole time I'm sitting there, once you find out who the little boy was back in the day, you're like, well, if she done wiped out their entire lineage, how did dad survive? You shipped him off and she's still coming for him. So how are you still in the town just chilling?
They made it seem like his wives were just dying.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that final twist made me mad. I wouldn't say that it didn't work. It just pissed me off. It pissed me off. It does make sense within the framework of the story looking back, but in the moment, like I said, I shut off the TV and I was like, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed.
I think you was just mad at Donnie Wahlberg. I don't think you was mad at that.
The fact he kept saying was pissing me off.
that irritated the shit.
I had to look that up. I was like, why is he what all of this? And that was something that Donnie Wahlberg brought to the character to show his OCD. And I said, James Wan should have shut that shit down.
When he dropped it though at the end and it cut on, I did laugh.
There was no real OCD.
Nah.
He was annoying. I mean, he played the part well because I wasn't taken out of the story. I was just annoyed with him. And I guess that was the whole point, because he's supposed to be like this little pest for Jamie that won't go away, and making it, he wasn't even making it harder on Jamie, because Jamie was still pursuing, the mystery and moving about how he wanted to. He just had to look over his shoulder at this annoying ass detective that was constantly popping up. But
and the funny part with him though is in the theater when they both heard Mary Shaw speak, and this nigga said, "If you say I told you so, I'm gonna shoot you." I'm gonna shoot you.
But yeah, I was ready for him to go, so I applauded when Mary knocked him off the bridge and caught his ass mid-air. I said, "There you go, Mary."
Caught him like Ray Lewis across
That's
the middle.
one of them.
My thing, like, there's nothing I'm gonna say didn't work for me. I'm not a scary movie guy, so this shit all worked because low key. So for the rewatch, I tried to watch it one evening. It's dark, got the room all set. It's dark, yeah. Out, my room is pitch black. I turned it on. That first scene started to come. I said, "Yep, fuck no." Turned that shit off immediately because I remember the movie and I remember how it goes and how it plays out. I was not about to play those games, so I watched it the following morning. It's super bright outside. I still kept it a little dark in the room, but the bathroom off of my room, I had the door open and the window up, so I got some light. Any moment got a little too much for me, I look out that window,
That's
see the
funny.
sun. I don't do the scary shit, so we just put that out there. So everything about the movie worked for me because that shit made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No,
So
it does.
It all worked for me.
I mean, when things, like we said earlier, like when stuff is just quiet, it's like it's too quiet around here. You start hitting shit, making noise.
There's moments I didn't care for, in a sense, if you will. Like right in the beginning, Jamie's wife trying to prank him and puts the dial on the bed
Put Billy
and
on the
covers
bed,
put Billy
yeah.
on the bed, covers him with the blanket, with the sheet, and she's waiting on him to come in. Soon as that tea kettle stopped hissing and that clock stopped ticking and talking and that music, not only did it go out, but the way it like pulled down. Get the fuck out of there.
So since we
See, it's
talking
some
about
dumb
that
shit,
opening,
yeah.
since we talking about that opening scene, because I have that, it's my favorite scene of the movie, but also something that I list in what didn't work. And it's not that it didn't work. It's I would have liked to have seen it reworked a little bit. But first of all, the characters. There is no way. And after, was it 2001? Is that when we had the whole anthrax scare and in the mail? Late 90s?
It was,
No,
yeah.
it was like early. It was like
It was late 90s, early 2000s.
Somewhere,
Yeah.
it was around 9/11. That's when I remember it
I thought it was
popping
like,
up.
yeah, either like right before or right,
Right
after
after.
9/11. It's the only shit that would have made sense.
There is no way in hell I'm
taking
getting
a
a
package.
big ass package from an unknown sender. Nope.
But the moment you
Nope.
opened it up and you see this little doll in basically a casket,
bruh.
There were
close
too
that
many
shit
times
back
for you to not accept this package.
facts.
And a creepy ass dummy doll, ventriloquist doll.
Ain't none of us know ventriloquists. We don't even play
And she
like
thought
that.
the little dude was cute
But
and
you-
shit.
Yeah, the fuck.
cute wear.
Right.
And then his creaking,
suit?
the eyes
His little
creaking, that was disturbing too. Like he in the car and them eyes just creaking over to the side. It's like, bruh.
Yeah,
So
there's no way.
that made me mad. But what I would have liked to have seen is that be the cold open. Instead of you turning it on and it goes straight to the opening credits and then we are introduced to these characters. I would have liked to have been introduced to these characters, have them go through, getting the package. He leaves, goes to get the food. The shit goes down with her, with Lisa and Billy. And then he comes back, pulls the cover, finds Lisa with her tongue cut out. Boom, credits. And then we come out of the credits. I think he's in the interrogation room, or he's talking with.
I think it was outside watching everything happen, like them bringing her.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen that edit. Like just put that scene in front of the credits, and then that's it. But the other thing was, and this is the last thing that I had that just didn't quite sit well with me, was the character of Henry, the guy who owned
mortician or whatever?
Yeah, the mortician, guy who owned the funeral home. he was there the night that Mary, the night of Mary's last performance, as they put it, where she was what do they call it?
She got heckled.
Heckled. That's the word I was looking for. Where she was heckled by the little boy. So he looked like he was about 76 now. So I'll put him about 6 now. So for 70 years, you have known about Mary Shaw and the whole nursery rhyme or whatever, beware of Mary Shaw, don't scream or whatever. And it felt a little false that now Jamie comes home, you're doing his wife's body, you uncover the body, you see all her tongue was cut out. This is Mary Shaw. Then you see Billy, he has Billy the dummy doll, so you know it's coming back, and you so easily scream. I was just like,
I mean, was it so easily, bro?
I was also trying to figure out why he was taken out as well, because he wasn't of that lineage either.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So that's one thing that I questioned.
But they said the townspeople, so maybe
his family had part in like
part in that,
he buried her. He, his dad or whatever.
His dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because he actually tipped over the casket and she fell out.
Yeah,
and he didn't scream then.
I mean, dog, people have been in situations where you too scared to scream.
I know, but I just felt like
I don't think I could have screamed then. I might have pissed a little bit.
You've lived with this for 70 years.
But how long did it remain dormant?
That was my next question.
So obviously the dad was dead for however long. Ain't no telling how long he was a doll and she was in there doing that.
And Mary had to find Jamie.
But not only Jamie, because Lisa was pregnant.
That's fair.
So that's why.
Yeah, because she was like you weren't the last one.
You weren't the last one. Yeah.
So had to get her. Obviously, I think the goal was to get them both, but he left out for to go get the Chinese food or whatever the case was. But I don't see a problem with Henry involvement at all. I mean, in that moment under there when he went to get Marion or he thought was Marion from under there. Of course you're going to be taken off guard. You thought you went to go get your wife from the little crawl space.
See, I would have bought it more if he didn't, like, if he wasn't doing Lisa's body and didn't see the hints or whatever,
right.
That's what kind of threw me off, because I just felt like if I lived through something like that and now I'm seeing clues and tidbits, my guard is going to be a little bit.
I'm refusing this
so
one.
What do you do though?
First of all, I wouldn't have went under there.
You gotta take her up the street. I'm not doing this.
You're not doing the body.
I know.
When it did it, and Marion, I told your ass for the last time, don't go down there with that dead crow. You take your ass down there. You on your own.
You on your own.
You on your own. I'm too old for this shit. That's what I would have hit Marion with. I'm too old for this shit.
Straight up.
Your crazy ass gonna meet your maker.
She'd have been on her own fucking with me from the jump.
Man.
I'm not playing
that. So that was just where I was like, you like I felt like he should have known.
When he opened up I think he just uncovered. I don't think he opened. No, he did open.
He opened.
He opened up the bag.
He opened the bag and took a picture.
Yeah.
That right there, in my opinion, if it were me, like he said, no, y'all gotta take this one on back to wherever y'all just came from. Because I'm pretty sure, you said take her up the street. I'm pretty sure at Ravens Fair, that's the only.
That's what I'm saying. She gotta get the fuck out this town.
Where did you come from? Were you in New York? Go back there.
Go back there.
Yeah, you're not bringing this shit back here.
Nah, facts.
And then he had a whole collection, like you were saying, of all of these bodies that had, the same circumstances. And no, I'm not doing this.
The one thing, and now that we're talking about it, I think something's coming to me as far as that didn't work for me. And maybe these aren't in the rules of horror films, but to me, it seems like there was no way to win. Like, Mary Shaw's gonna catch you when she catches you. Like, there's no way to reverse it. There's no way other than, like, bury all of them. But they were already buried once upon a time. If somebody digs you up, if one's left behind, she always is there.
So it had to be the perfect doll, I'm guessing, huh? She probably dug them up.
I'm sorry, who?
Oh, the wife, the dad's wife probably dug up the rest of the dolls and put them in.
So who is she then? Right? Like, prior to
that's That's what they didn't
Was
explain
she
that.
of Mary Shaw's
Yeah.
lineage or something?
Well, I
like
mean,
that?
she was in her workbook, I think, where she was designing a perfect doll.
Right.
That's
But
what
I'm
I was
saying,
like,
though, she
I'm-
took over a body, a human body.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm-
she was supposed to be a human body because the boy that was in the theater,
He
he
was-
looked all messed up and
Yep.
stuff. And this chick was like smooth,
Yeah,
perfect,
that's
didn't
what I'm
look
saying.
like
She
she was
right.
killed.
She was-
So I took it as she was a creation. She wasn't
Mhm.
a person.
That's how- that's how I
what I'm
looked at it, yeah.
She wasn't a person previously.
But aside from that, there was no way to defeat Mary Shaw. Like, she was gonna catch you eventually.
Yeah. No. That was crazy. But
Even her walking just was like, it was terrifying. Like, she just walking, like, swayed around the corners. Like,
Man.
dog, what?
Her face, the prosthetics.
I was
and
gonna
the
say
makeup,
also give a
man.
shout out to the makeup crew because that her makeup was it wasn't too over the top, but it was just creepy enough where it looked like this could be a real person that
Yep.
looked like this, or
Straight
know.
up.
So yeah. All right.
And she won, but probably like in her late 20s, early 30s. She still looked 80.
Well, you know, back in the day, 20, you looked 80. I mean, you go through the history books and
Hey,
you be
it's
reading
crazy.
about historical figures and you see their portrait and
You
you
like,
like,
damn, he
oh, they
was
must have been like
14?
60. And then you get older and you realize,
32
oh, he
years
was
old.
30. He died at 40, so he peaked at 25.
Man,
And
you
I'm
know what I
like,
mean?
you look 45. So, all right. Well, some of the themes and symbolism shown in Dead Silence, we have revenge from beyond. We talk about Mary Shaw. Her curse is a classic ghost retribution tale, and I looked up some stuff around that, like ghostly retribution, and it's big in Japanese folklore. It's called onryo, and it's a type of ghost that can harm or kill in the living world to exact revenge for the wrongs endured in its lifetime. So
Hopefully
that's
they stay over there.
yeah.
In Japan.
So that's what this is about. And there were some rules. I'm going to try to find them because you talk about, or you just mentioned, Lloyd, that there was no way to defeat Mary, but
Shaw, right.
I don't know what I was looking at, but there were some rules that you could seemingly abide by too. Is it right here? Is it right here? Come on. Oh shit, my lookup skills ain't that good. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but there was some rules that they could have possibly followed to survive and defeat Mary, but I don't know them off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'll do better research next time.
I mean, it's just like you got to give your characters a fighting chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a spirit, it's a ghost, whatever you want to call it. You can't beat that in hand-to-hand combat. You can't shoot them. Like, what can you do? So to kind of like present that would have because then you get to cheer for them to do something. I didn't know there was a way to beat them or end Mary Shaw until they were in that theater and Donnie's shooting the
dogs.
boxes,
the dogs, he's
yeah.
shooting
Yeah.
them, and then they, he throws the lantern and sets them all on fire. And it's like, yeah, she's living in the dolls, kill all the dolls. It wasn't until that moment you knew, okay, kill all the dolls. Well, we here now, it's too late. Y'all in her theater, and we know what happened after that.
Well,
But-
and we know that the mother-in-law, or I mean, not the mother-in-law, the stepmother
Mhm.
was a doll. So, and she didn't die.
no.
So
she
that
was-
would've-
she was the one that killed
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So maybe if he would have discovered that sooner and was able to take her out, that
Yeah.
could have
I
probably.
mean, he could have, but he ended up screaming because if he didn't scream, Mary Shaw wouldn't have been able to do anything to him.
yeah,
Now, before that scene, did you think that he won?
yeah,
Yep, definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
When
why
they
I was
burned all that shit
mad.
up,
that's
when
why
Pops.
that's why that's
I don't
the
know how
perfect
one was
ending.
like this,
Yep,
but
yep. I thought that shit was slick.
The ending was so fire.
oh, I was
Thought that
mad.
shit. I like
Pissed
niggas like that,
me off.
Everybody don't got to go home happy.
Nah, and
everybody
and,
died.
and I feel like something highlighted that in the middle when she was at the theater and when Billy was going back and forth with the boy. Her and Billy
That
were
was
speaking
fire
at the same time. And the crowd just cheered, thinking like, okay, she is dope.
cold.
It's like, no, it's something in there speaking, like they're speaking at the same time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, now who's the dummy?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That was
she
tough.
bodied him with that line.
That was tough.
Yeah, no,
And I was sitting there thinking too, also like, damn, a whole theater of adults, y'all gonna let her speak to a child like that? They was all scared of
I'm
Mary
not
Shaw.
finna
back
mess
Yeah,
with
then.
this
well, she
lady.
looked creepy.
They was scared of Mary.
You
then.
got it, Mary. The world is yours.
The world is yours.
Like,
for sure.
Because Henry, she knew his name with Billy under his seat.
Mm-hmm.
And then she knew Buddy name. I'm not fucking with this lady.
Yeah.
Even when y'all finna go get her, let me know how it goes. But I'm not fucking with this lady. Because she could do some shit that she ain't supposed to do.
That's when they'd been calling her a witch. Would have
Mhm.
burned her ass up.
Burned her at the stake.
Well,
So I just looked up some stuff like how to defeat an Onryo. And a lot of it is like the use of fire. I guess they're supposedly afraid of fire, so keeping candles lit, candles in different rooms, placing a candle on a crucifix,
now I'm trying to think if it was more candles in the movie.
probably
in Girls.
saging the house, and
Hey,
and,
sage
and,
works.
and the shit that
And
that
Florida
Triz
water
did.
and
Hey,
shit
all of
you
that.
got.
I'm telling
Yep.
you, black tourmaline, the whole nine.
See, I don't have to do all that shit.
The last way is to
sleep.
let their vengeance be fulfilled,
Fuck
which
no.
is
I'm
what
not
happened.
killing everybody.
Let them do
That's
what they
not
got to do.
surviving. How is that one of the rules? That's crazy.
Well, it would be if you were some of the other
I was
townspeople
just
that
getting
had
ready
nothing to
say,
do with it.
Think about the origins.
Man,
That's one of the rules.
Yeah.
gather these niggas up. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah,
we gotta get back to life.
The fuck is you
Y'all
talking
gotta
about?
go. Come on.
But see,
You
know
and
what,
all
though?
your people.
Like you said, coming into Ravensfair, it looked just like a town that had died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Was
old.
there any other
ran
real
down.
life going on out there? I mean, granted, we saw the funeral.
Henry and
scene
his
a
dad
little
were the
bit,
only niggas there in the cop
and
that
Yeah.
followed
but
him there.
there were a couple people at the funeral. We saw the little,
But they
shot of the
maybe they
funeral
drove in
Right,
and
because
drove
I'm like,
most people
right
got
back
out of
out.
there.
Yep.
scene. Makes sense.
Because that's two things that I didn't agree with Jamie that he did. One, going back there. I don't care if y'all from there. If she said this is where the nursery rhyme came from, she brought it
That
up
was her
before.
wish.
Hey,
Said
how she gonna know?
Ain't know it. You
How she gonna
wrong.
know?
You wrong.
And then when you get there and you bury Billy, and then you see this nigga by the window, and then you get back out the car. I'm
That
going
threw
back
me.
home,
See,
bro.
it be little dumb shit like that.
The fact that he went out there that late at night
By himself.
How
How you don't bury this nigga at high noon
what?
with
I'm
a
not-
shotgun strapped to your back?
That made me mad. After the funeral, he started wandering off in the woods, and he catch Mary. That's when he catch Mary. I said,
Mhm.
where are you
And
going?
she was talking like us right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Why are we just walking in the woods after the funeral?
Why was
Where are you
Marion
going?
out there?
Well, we know Marion a little touched,
She a little touched.
so I didn't mind her being out there.
She tried to warn niggas though.
She really did. Moral of the story is, listen to the seemingly crazy people. Listen to the touch people.
100%.
Sometimes. If shit is going weird in your life and in your house, and you at the intersection, and some random person come running up to your door with a message, you listen to that message.
Hey, they
Or
in
else
touch
you
with some
die.
Shit, you not.
All right, I just had to share that.
Go, it was on your spirit.
It was on my spirit, because we've all done had them instances where you thinking somebody asking you for change, and they spit a rhyme at you, and you like get the fuck out of my
Right.
face.
And then 3 months later, you be like,
And that was your blessing. That was probably your blessing.
That nigga was right.
He was trying to share the Powerball numbers with your
Man,
ass,
right.
and you thought he
Told
wanted
him
some
to fuck
change.
Yeah, no.
oh, that's crazy.
Okay, so one of the other themes or symbolisms is ventriloquism in the voice. That's a motif. The motif of silence and speech is constant. The tagline is "You scream, you die." But I also think this ties into one of the other themes, which is family secrets. The Ashen the Ashen family has a hidden secret that ties in with Mary Shaw's vengeance and all of that. So it's almost like keeping the secret quiet can also be associated with the screaming and letting your voice be heard, or I'm just looking too deep into that. But when I saw that, I was like,
you in your
that
bag
kinda-
with that one.
that kind of ties
You in
together
your bag
Yeah,
with
that
that
worked.
one.
because he Jamie seemingly was living the perfect life. He was in love. He was about to have his first child. He had left his family behind and all that drama, and he was doing good, and now that he's brought back to Raven's Fair and brought back to his father's home, you know, shit really starts to unfold, and he learns the family secret, and it ultimately costs him his life. You know, so yeah, that was one of the notes I had. I don't know if y'all. Otherwise, we're moving on.
You bodied that one. You bodied that.
And the last one I have here is fear and control. The eerie use of silence, like we mentioned, builds dread. You know, when the sound drops, we know something awful is coming. And every character,
because you don't know what.
Yeah, every character falls for it except for Jamie. And this goes back to my disappointment with how Henry's character is handled, because he's experienced that before, even when he was younger, less mature and less knowledgeable, and was able to overcome it. And I was just kind of disappointed that, you know, all of that happened again, because he had all the signs prior to Mary showing up to him. He had all the signs. And then there's still that moment of that sound dropping and getting quiet. I just feel like you've lived through something like that before. You know, like, oh shit, this is coming. Be quiet. See, I would have even closed my eyes. Like, nope.
I disagree with that, because I don't know if she ever came to him where that sound dropped out.
It didn't drop out in the funeral home.
No, I'm talking like in the past.
Yeah,
in the past.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Or am I?
But
No,
you're
I'm
saying
making
like
that
he
up.
lived through it before. She was after Jamie's family,
right?
No, I know, but I'm talking about, maybe I'm adding this. Am I misremembering? In the funeral home, when he goes in there and the body drops, we don't get the sound go out.
Oh, you're talking about when he's a kid?
Yeah. Am I misremembering that?
No, you know, because something did happen, because her body moved.
Yeah.
And then he was freaking out, and then
But he didn't scream. He went like,
scream.
I think he went like this or something.
See, so now you.
But I think he was trying not to get in trouble with his dad, because it's like, why you down here?
Okay.
Yep.
See, I was looking at it like, oh, okay, you know better.
Because
I can give you that.
Because
yeah,
to compare it to when Donnie and, you know, Jamie were there, and he's like, this is how it starts. Like, you know, and then later he was like, don't scream. I don't think she ever went to Henry and he had the whole full effect of like, oh, this shit is actually happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And that's why I said I was probably misremembering.
I was gonna say, even at that moment when he was the little kid and he climbed up on that table to, you know, get a look at Mary Shaw, and he tipped it over. One, she wasn't completely done yet being made into the doll, and the other dolls, I don't think were buried yet. So her whole spell or sorcery or whatever she had going on, I don't
wasn't
know
in
if that
effect.
Was in effect just yet.
Okay.
But he still did. When she hit that ground, you saw a flash when he looked back over there, her body was gone. And then you see his dad come down the steps, and then she's back there just kind of looking over at him, which is scary. And that would have once scared me out of the family business. I'm not doing that.
No, I'm good. I'm about to go be a carpenter.
Something.
No.
I'm running the local farmer's market.
I'm getting out of Dodge. I'm skipping town.
Bro, this is some bullshit.
I'm getting out of here as far away as possible. Not staying in this family business. I'm doing something.
Because I wonder how many of those pictures actually came from his dad. Because he said he had to take the pictures. I think that was the practice.
Yeah.
So how many of those pictures came from the dad, from when Mary Shaw got revenge back in the day? It's like, at that point, like Lloyd said, I'm not taking over this business.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna happen.
Nah. And it wasn't just his family; it was everybody that was involved.
That had something to do with the
so maybe Henry's people,
they have
outside of his dad, had something to do with it. I don't know.
I would think so. It said like the townspeople. When I looked up, you know, so I'm sure some of his people were in that crowd, in that mob. That was part of her lynching or whatever.
Yep.
How does this compare to similar films, or do you notice an influence in later films? I put one of the things that I noticed was I said Dead Silence crawled so A Quiet Place could run, because that was the only other movie that I had a memory of where the sound design was so integral to the movie and made the movie.
Like the sound design was the character itself.
Yeah, you know, and with Dead Silence, we only get these moments where bad things are getting ready to happen. And then when you fast forward, you know, 10, 15 years later and A Quiet Place comes out, and that's the whole movie. You know, it's silent, and then somebody makes a noise, and you're like, oh, now you're on the edge of your seat. You like, the little kid just sneezed. I know y'all ain't gonna kill a 5-year-old, and then the monster go, and you're like, oh, not the baby, not the baby. So, yeah, like I said, I just wrote Dead Silence crawled so that A Quiet Place could run.
Yeah, and I think it was in a lane of its own. Like, because I've never seen that before, where, I mean, yeah, movies use sound to make you feel a certain way, but like they add sound in, but taking sound out, like doing it in reverse order, that was something different.
Yeah.
That was something different.
Yeah, that was definitely something different. Obviously not something I could really speak to. I don't have a great wealth of scary movie knowledge or experiences, but no, that was.
I mean,
was
yeah, normally it's like loud bangs or you have something like kind of like creeping up in the sound, but for sound to like just get pulled away, it just makes all the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Just eerie.
It's, man, what?
I think it's also because your pick, Triz, was Insidious. I had been familiar with the Conjuring films, and these are all James Wan movies, and they all share the same co-writer. I forget his name, but you see, this was the first one of its kind of like this ghost story type of film. He started with Saw, which was very gory and gruesome, and he takes this dive into the more supernatural with Dead Silence, and he kind of lives in this world. So you kind of get to see where he started and how he progressed with Insidious and then continued to progress with The Conjuring. So I also wrote that this was the launching pad for those films with this director, and obviously he really comes, I think he really comes to his full power once he gets to The Conjuring and how to create these types of supernatural ghost stories. So,
you know, James Wan definitely has to be my favorite.
Yeah, he's up there for sure.
Horror film like maker. Like he's that
seen
dude.
Insidious, I've seen obviously Dead Silence,
The Conjuring, like
so
he
Saw.
He know what the hell he doing.
yeah. Favorite scene or moments?
A couple of them. One for sure is when Jamie died. I'm a fan of, you know, not everybody making it. I'm a fan of, you know, the hero or the person we were rooting for, cheering for, not making it. I don't know why. I just am.
The last scene to add on to that is the big reveal too. So like that was beautiful.
Absolutely. Just a couple of them, just seeing how it all came together, with her and the ventriloquist speaking at the same time. I mean, granted, it's a movie and they did what they wanted to do with it, but seeing it, you're like, oh shit, something's larger at play here.
Some dark shit going on.
Dark shit going on, right? And it's just kind of scared the shit out of everybody in there. But you don't know if they applauded because they were impressed or because they were fearful. Right. But either way it goes, they gave it up.
And then she looked at him, like the way she turned and looked, that made me uneasy.
Yeah, the way she turned and looked at him and said, "Who's the dummy now?"
What?
Like all of that shit to me, they did their job. But definitely, my biggest takeaway is, you know, the main character getting up out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Triz?
For me, it's the scene in the theater with Mary, Shaw, and Billy, and they're talking over each other. She's really trying to get, like, it's like her trying to get a rabid dog to, you know what I'm saying, calm down. And everybody, if they just enjoying the show, not realizing, like, she really might not be able to control this puppet.
She's really not in control.
There you go. There you go. That's better. So, like, that, I feel like that scene was, like, okay, it's something bigger than just a ventriloquist as far as what's going on, and she has 100 puppets. If she can't control them, then this town is
doomed.
Man,
you got 101 Chuckies running
around.
Yeah, so that scene for me was like the dopest. Like that was it.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, the opening scene with Lisa's murder is probably my favorite scene, and I say that because it like set the stage for how this movie operated. I hadn't seen this when it came out, so this was my first time watching it. And you're clued in by the title, Dead Silence, so there's some play in silence, but I didn't know what. And when the sound cues started going off in the apartment, I think there was a record playing and it starts slowing down, and then the tea kettle started to drop out, and I was like, oh. Yeah,
that was fire.
And the drip of the faucet, all of that, I loved all of that. So that just informed me of, okay, this is the type of ride I'm getting ready to get on. And usually that's my favorite scene of almost any scary movie, because I feel like it sets the tone of what to expect later on. And if you do that well, I'm with you. Whether you make me upset because the damn dad is a damn dummy the whole time or not, you hook me with the first scene, I'm with you. And that's why I wanted it to be like the cold open and then go into the credits, because I don't know, I like starting a movie off. Don't start it off with the credits, because I feel like that's you're easing in, it's too much of an ease into the movie as opposed to a boom and then gather yourself and now let's give you the rest of the movie. Right. That's how, give me an appetizer before dinner type shit. I'm hungry. I was waiting for this dinner. I didn't eat lunch. I skipped lunch, so give me some appetite. Give me some finger food while we wait for dinner.
I'm not mad at that.
So yeah. Okay, so now I want to try a trivia fun fact segment. So what we're going to do today, gentlemen, I have a couple of trivia questions, and I'm going to have you guys compete against each other to see who knows their Dead Silence trivia more, Triz or Lloyd. So this is the Lock Picture Podcast Trivia Fun Facts Show. First question, gentlemen. What was the total death count seen on film?
3.
Lloyd?
Hold on, you say seen?
Yep, the deaths that we see.
Oh,
on
damn.
film.
Nope, I got to change my answer.
Okay. We're not locking it in. This ain't Jeopardy.
I'm going to go.
Let's see. That's that we've seen. All right. So yeah.
See, that's a trick question though.
It's
We're not talking about.
Are we including the dials?
No.
Hell
Humans.
Okay.
Humans, and it does not include any deaths that were talked about in the past with Mary. It's just
4.
what
just
happens.
what we saw.
4.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
6.
What? The fuck?
Hold on.
6.
You got Jamie. You got
his
Lisa,
wife.
You
got Henry and Donnie. I don't remember
Donnie.
the detective.
Yeah, whatever his name was, Donnie.
Did I get that? Damn. First one.
Marion. We
Marion
didn't
didn't
see
die.
it, but
No, Marion
no,
ain't
Marion
died.
did die. She was holding Henry.
It was
I'm
Henry,
sorry, I
yeah.
see it backwards. Yeah, Henry, Jamie, Lisa, Donnie's character. Yeah, niggas, folks, check your math.
Yeah, I'm checking right now. I should
It's so
have.
rigged.
I should have.
He trying to make us act like we don't know shit. It's got to be 4.
I think it's 4.
Let's see.
That we actually seen?
Lisa, detective, Henry, Jamie. Oh, the unborn baby.
No,
That
motherfucker
shit don't count.
We ain't see them.
We didn't see him.
She wasn't even showing.
1, 2,
She stuffed that
3.
motherfucking sweatshirt
4.
up her.
Nope, y'all right. I don't know. Where did I
Boom.
get 6 from? All right,
Let's see
I
how
stand
these
corrected.
Let's see how these other questions go.
You know?
The other ones are legit. This one
Allegedly.
I didn't check. I asked Chat GPT and it said 6, and I was like, all right.
So hold on. You counted the unborn. Who was the other one?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I say y'all right. Chat.
Fuck it.
I blame Chat GPT. Next time I'll fact check. Okay, so
funny
these
as
other
shit.
questions were questions I researched. I didn't ask Chat GPT. So, All right, true or false? The creators considered Dead Silence one of their crowning achievements.
I'm gonna say true.
I'm gonna say true.
False.
The fuck?
They ain't think this
Here's
shit was
why.
hot?
The writer was so unhappy with the finished product due to studio interference
I did see this.
that he decided to write all future scripts on spec instead of pitching an idea to the studio and being paid to write the screenplay.
Facts. I saw that. I saw that myself. Looking up something else, I saw that myself.
Yep. And it sounded like from what I read, it sounded like the studio wanted a more like ghostly story. I don't know what his original idea was, but the studio was the one really pushing all the ghost stuff. So yeah,
Damn,
They gotta let that man cook.
I knew that.
And so from that point on with Insidious and The Conjuring, they wrote those scripts and presented that to the studio and was like, this is what we got. And if you don't like it, we'll go to the next one.
else. Yep.
So
Damn, I want to see his original.
that's what I said. I was
what would have
like,
been his original piece?
maybe Lisa's death was a cold open and the studio fucked it up. You know?
That's what we gonna say.
Yep. What was the original title of the film?
It's got to be whatever you said,
around Mary Shaw.
or what you said. The name of the Japanese ghost.
Oh, Honoru?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Silence. It was Silence.
Trash.
I also saw somewhere that it might have been Shh.
Boo! Who the fuck came up with that?
I'm glad the studio stepped in on that shit.
Yeah, Dead Silence is, out of what I saw, Dead Silence is it.
Dead Silence works.
Yeah, because Dead Silence is creepy,
It's
nigga.
a
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
play there too.
All right. And the last question. What are some other classic horror films that incorporate nursery rhyme curses? I have
out.
two in mind.
Wait. Freddy Krueger's got to have one.
Jimmy Bones got one.
Who?
Bones.
You
with
don't know
Snoop
about
Dogg.
Jimmy Bones.
I don't know. What?
Um,
Sorry.
Freddy Krueger definitely had one, and
Your favorite?
Oh hell no! Yep, I get up and walk off this bitch. I know you're talking about
Candyman.
Candyman.
Yep. Yep. Those
I
are
do
the
not
two.
play with that shit.
Those are the
Jimmy
two.
Bones got one. You got to look it
They
up.
talking about just saying it.
Yeah, like
Okay.
incorporating a nursery rhyme that
Like, what's the nursery rhyme? Just saying his name?
I guess so. I guess that's what they include, like,
Okay,
you know,
'cause
the
I'm like,
Candyman.
Hey, all right, nigga.
Because it ain't no
I
mirrors.
don't give a fuck.
Because you know the Freddy
Bruh.
Krueger one is 1, 2, Freddy's
Yep.
coming for you,
Straight up.
and then
Everything
this
in
one
DMX.
is like Beware.
Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no
The
children, only dolls.
dolls.
If you see her in your dream, be sure to never, ever scream.
Did y'all niggas know that before the movie, or y'all just seen the
How
movie
fuck
that
would
many
you know that
times?
before the movie?
I don't know. I'm like, maybe it's a real
No, nigga,
story.
it was in the movie.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
so fucking creepy. Cause I
Nigga said, "How you-"
think it was so
'Cause
fire,
I'm thinking
though.
it was one of them things where maybe it was a nursery rhyme curse, and then they were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
we
they
should
did
wait a
the
movie."
I give you
Nah.
that.
You know, because
But
they
I'm
could have
like-
pitched that to the studio,
feel
and the
you,
studio
though.
been
My
I
like,
think
bad.
them
"All right,
I
having the
jumped the
nursery
gun.
rhyme
I
was
jumped
so
the gun.
fire though, because the
Oh,
wife
shit.
remembers some of it, but she couldn't remember it all. And it's like, don't scream. And that's the most important part. But it's like she couldn't remember all of it. And then she screamed, done. You get to the end, they telling each other not to scream, and then they both do what? Scream.
Scream. Like
But
one
you
of
can't
my
help it, though,
favorite
'cause
movies.
You've been. I'm pretty sure y'all been to haunted houses and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's coming,
Yeah.
and you tell yourself, or at least I do. I've been to a couple of them. They were not great experiences, but when you going through them, you tell yourself, "Man, all right, don't trip. They ain't here. They on
cool.
bullshit.
Yep.
Like just all right." And as soon as you hit the corner, some jump. You're like, "Oh shit!"
But see, does that count as a scream? Because that's more like a
Yeah.
manly groan.
Yep.
Call it
That's
you
what
want,
I
nigga.
that's what I do. But
Call it
I'm
what
pretty
you want.
sure it's considered a scream.
I'm
still.
pretty sure
Hell
it's
no.
considered. It tallies in the scream column. But at the end of the day, you could prep yourself all you want. Some catch you off guard.
Oh, you gonna scream?
You naturally react that way.
Yeah.
It's just a ball of confused energy, and it needs to get out.
Needs an escape.
It needs an escape, so you scream. Or most people swing, run.
I mean, swinging at a ghost
All
ain't gonna
three.
do nothing.
Ain't
You
gonna
don't-
do shit.
Facts.
Ain't gonna do shit but piss them off.
Because even when she was coming through every dial and he was shooting it, and then it's like boom, she come through the next one. I thought that was a dope visual effect.
Yeah. Yeah, they was doing their thing.
So let me ask you this: after watching it, since this was your first time, and seeing that they had like bad reviews, how do you feel about it?
I'm not surprised. I'm usually surprised when horror films get good reviews.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I thought you were talking about based
nigga.
on the movie.
No.
So do
no.
you think it deserved better reviews than it probably whatever it had gotten?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know the right question to ask. I'm not gonna say, place it in a 1 through 10 or whatever. But overall, would you say that was a good horror movie?
You're kind of jumping the gun. So let's
my
get
bad.
there.
Hold on. Okay, no, we stick to the script. I just wanted to know.
Well, it's next up. So this next segment, I wanted us to talk about, what was some of the final takeaways or messages you got from the film, and what rating would you give it from a grading scale of A to F? So since you asked me, I gave it a B.
Okay.
I think most horror films get a bad rep with critics because I feel like critics like a certain type of movie. I wish that there were critics that like specialized in certain genres.
Yeah.
Because you can't you can't go into a Dead Silence with the same criteria that you would of The Departed.
Right,
those
100%.
are two different films
100%.
made for vastly different reasons for different audiences.
For sure.
And there are certain things, and I mentioned this in the last episode, there are certain things in horror films that don't always make sense, but I'm not here watching a documentary. I'm here to
Right.
be entertained.
Right.
And however you do that, I'm signing up to go on that ride with you. So, like I mentioned, as much as the dad being a dummy pissed me off, in the context of the movie, it made sense. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm mad and I'm going to bed, but okay, James Wan, all right, I'll see you, nigga. So yeah, what would y'all rate it?
I'm gonna just go ahead and get mine out the way. I'm not the horror movie guy. It's a A or a F for me anytime I rate horror films, because there's no in between. Either it was goofy, it didn't work, or
Nigga
it
said
scared
it's
the shit
pass
out of me.
fail. There ain't no BCD.
right,
You know
Pass
what I'm
fail.
saying? It's pass fail. Yeah, we on a pass fail scale here.
Okay,
This
so
one
it passed.
100% passed. I thought it did everything it needed to do.
Okay, Triz.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A due to the use of sound and doing it in an unorthodox way. The story was incredible. Like Lloyd kept saying, like, that last scene where the main person, Jamie, dies, is like, not everybody wins. Like, nobody is always going to win. Like, even in other movies, I'm sometimes in favor of the bad guys winning. So
Hell
the fact
yeah.
that the fact that Mary Shaw won in the end, and the way they use sound to like really pull nerves and do all of this, I thought that was incredible. And it was nothing that I've seen before. And it's like anything that comes after, it's like, yep, you got that from Dead Silence. So for me, it's an A. It's definitely a win.
For
Okay.
sure.
My final takeaway or message was, I just wrote this note down: never let them see you sweat. And then I also wrote, family trauma is passed down through generations, no matter how hard you tried to bury it. I thought it was interesting that, and I assumed it was true, but then looking back and knowing that Pops was dead the entire time, I questioned it, but Jamie did receive it, so there must have been some truth to it. But he talked about how he sent them away and how he was kind of a distant father because he wanted to
Protect them pretty
protect
much.
them from all of this. And initially I was like, damn, as hard as our parents may try to hide certain things from us that they went through, that they experienced, or maybe our grandparents experienced, it's in our DNA.
Right.
That trauma is in our DNA. And I know this is probably a lot more deeper than I was supposed to take it, but that's what stuck out. And I think it was because I had a conversation about just like family trauma and therapy, and I was like, all the shit that us as Black people have been through in the history of the existence, we all need therapy. We all could benefit from therapy. So I was just on my therapy, my therapy trip. And yeah, that was the note I jotted down. And family trauma came and conquered,
told some ass on the way,
and ended the ashen
they're
lineage.
Done.
Yeah,
they're cooked.
Done.
So earlier you said that in the intro and the opening that because of the bad reviews and things of that, plans for a sequel were squandered, but they filmed one. It's ready to ship. I think it's coming out later this year.
Oh,
Yep.
they did.
Dead Silence 2 is
The three of us got to go see it.
Oh, I did not know that.
You ain't go. What? Come on now.
So
We
what do
just
you
gotta be in
think?
today? I need to step
The
outside.
theater's
and be
still.
light.
Oh, I was about to say.
I need to step outside and be like,
So
3:00.
what do you think? There's other townspeople? Is that how they're gonna play
yeah,
it?
that's what
That
I'm
there
trying
are
to
other
figure out, like, how they gonna
townspeople?
play it.
I'm not sure, but I watched the trailer and it looks.
Oh, the trailer is
The trailer's
out.
out.
The trailer's crazy.
The trailer beastie.
I didn't hear anything about
The trailer
this.
is
Damn.
crazy.
Okay.
But so as far as the storyline goes, the boy from the theater that they, that heckled her and she ended up killing, that had to be Jamie's father's brother, right? Like I think that was like his uncle. Or
His
something.
uncle, yeah, it was his uncle. It
Yeah.
was his uncle, yeah.
So maybe
yeah.
they go that direction. I mean,
What, like cousins?
if he
One of
had-
his cousins
if-
or something?
Like something like that. I don't know
Mhm.
what else they could do.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know.
I'm excited to see. I say that.
I
I'm
didn't
excited to
know
check it
a
out.
sequel was
Yeah, they finally got
was
one.
coming. Okay.
It's
Well
coming,
then,
I do believe later this
fuck
year.
my research. Did you guys have any final takeaways or messages?
I mean, since I'm not the horror film guy, I mean, I just want to know what y'all thought of my pick. Like, was it decent? Was it valid? Did y'all find it? I mean, I know we just discussed the whole film thoroughly, but did it meet the standard for, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that wasn't a bad pick, or
It wasn't a bad
Okay.
pick at all. It's really hard to pick a bad horror film for me. Like, we already know I was
sure about that?
Have you seen The Village?
I don't
Trash.
I wouldn't call that horror.
Nigga, that's hot dog water.
I wouldn't call that a horror film. I don't consider what M. Night Shyamalan does to me is not horror. It's
garbage.
It's like it's suspense.
No, that was
That's what I call. And I know some people might lump them all together, but when I think of horror, I think of either slasher, ghost story, like hauntings, things like that. Characters have to die on screen. I don't know if The Village has any characters dying on screen or anything. Oh, it does?
was it Adrian Brody? He died on screen.
Just the one?
Yep.
Mm.
They just got like the aftermath for the most part, but it was trash.
See, I feel
2
like
thumbs down.
you gotta see the act of some sort of murder.
No, I feel you.
That's one of my rules. So yeah, I don't consider that horror. But even
Okay, all right,
like I
but-
said, I grew up watching some of the most trashiest, low budget horror films. And like I said, I don't sit down and put one of those movies on or go to the theater thinking I'm watching The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
I already know. And that's why I love the first scene, because that first scene is going to tell me, oh, these niggas had a little budget and they having fun. All right, let's go. Or, oh, they're trying to say something, like a Sinners, is wrapped up. and I don't even consider that horror, but some people will classify it as such. But that's something real wrapped in the dressings of a horror vampire movie, something like that. So that intro is going to tell me how I'm going, what ride, and how I don't want to say critique the film, but what standard I'm going to hold the film
There
at,
you go. Nope, that's fair.
Okay, so I think that this film is perfect for anybody who likes ghost stories. And as I mentioned, because it is directed by James Wan, you see the beginnings of where Insidious and The Conjuring come from. So if you're fans of Insidious or The Conjuring, I think this is a good film for you to watch, and you can kind of see his growth throughout those 3 films. Any other final thoughts, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Unfuck your research. So I just did a quick Google again.
Okay.
Everything we saw, bro, was fan made.
Get the fuck out of here.
So
I was sitting here really confused.
Wow.
Because I was getting ready to pull it up for you, and then I'm seeing this other shit. So as of now, there is no sequel.
That's trash.
But you know how this shit tends to go, right? If you see enough of a response or a want for it,
They gonna make it.
they might make it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like we were just saying, how? Where do you go?
Yeah.
So it may not happen. It would be cool if it did. I would check it out.
I honestly, if it did happen,
That hurts a little bit.
I wonder
bit.
if James Wan and the writer would even return, just based off
They'd
of.
I think with everything that they've done since, they will have more control to be like, this is what we want to do.
I know they would have more control.
So I think they will return because like now we can make the movie we wanted to make.
But I could also see them feeling like, you know what, that was such a shit show making it and
Right.
fighting for it that
Nope.
it's done. Y'all should have listened to us the first time. That type of thing.
Yeah, I could see that too. But
Damn, that was fat.
yeah,
And James Wan hasn't been directing. I was looking at his IMDb and I didn't see
hasn't done a whole lot lately.
he's kind of slowed down. And let me just pull up his directing filmography real quick. I'm gonna call it out. See, he's been focused more so on producing. That's the first credit that pops up on his IMDb.
So what was his latest work?
His producing.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
He produced this last Conjuring movie, The Last Rites,
And
that
when
came
was
out
This year?
2 months ago.
Yep.
Oh,
I think. Director credits. So his last director credit was in 2023, and he directed Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom.
Oh, completely different genre.
Yep. So he directed both Aquaman. His last horror film, this is horror, is Malignant in 21.
I'm gonna have to check it out just because he nice with this shit.
And then before the first Aquaman, he did MacGyver. Looks like that was a TV show.
I was gonna say they made a MacGyver movie.
Uh-huh. And then he did The Conjuring 2 and Furious 7, Insidious Chapter 2, The Conjuring, Insidious. So he slowed down.
So he
his
didn't even do
directing.
the third Insidious.
Mm-mm.
That's why I stopped at 2.
Yep.
I rolled with James.
I stopped at 1.
Yep. All right. You had any last thoughts? No?
No last thoughts.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for joining the Lock Picture Podcast. Join us next week where we'll dive into Variety Magazine's list of 100 greatest horror films of all time. And we'll see if our picks made the list. Comment if you have a pick. We'll see if that's on there. And if you enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let us know you're there. Thanks for joining the Lock Picture Podcast. Until next time, remember, movies are where dreams and magic meet reality. Peace.